Welcome back to Mass Appeal. Throughout February, we've been celebrating commemorating Black History Month. So today we're going to learn more about the abolitionist John Brown and his ties to Springfield. Joining us to share more are Dennis Picard and Joanne Ganji-Wellman. Welcome. Now, we have been able to learn a lot about Black history and its ties to really Western Massachusetts and the Pioneer Valley. Let's talk about John Brown, Dennis. And he was obviously a very famous abolitionist, and his ties to Springfield, right here where we live.
Yeah, actually, he was very interested in abolition when he first came to Springfield, but not as an abolitionist. He was actually a wool dealer. He came here from Ohio, representing wool growers in the Midwest, and to try to get them to sell their wool into New England mills. And he was really surprised when he got here about how interested everyone that he met in this area was in abolition. He wasn't used to that in the area he was from. Yeah, I mean, he's such a hero, and there is an exhibit at the Springfield Museums, and that actually have some artifacts that belong to him, which is really, really fascinating. Exactly. Once he finished with his business here and moved to New York State, he came back in 1850, which was pivotal. That was the year that the Fugitive Slave Law was passed, and it forced states that were even interested in abolition to support the government in recapturing of slaves. And he came back and actually organized African Americans that lived in our area in a group called the Gileadites, which were a self-protection militia, which is a real radical idea for that time. Yes, absolutely. And there's actually, speaking of John Brown, there's something at the pikes that are actually belong to him that are at the Armory. Is that right, Joanne? When Brown organized his raid on Harper's Ferry, some of the weapons he used were these pikes, and they're rare and they're very interesting to see examples. Yes, we have them in the collection at Springfield Armory National Historic Site. And the Armory actually has had a lot to do with the abolitionist movement and the Civil War. Tell us about what your place was in the movement. Well, Springfield Armory's place in the Civil War was the manufacturing of almost 800,000 firearms that were used for the Union troops. And during the 1850s, thank goodness, one of the commanding officers came upon the idea that we needed to manufacture more before we even knew we were going into the Civil War, and renovated the water shops area and all of the machinery, which led to the possibility that we could provide what was needed during the Civil War. Now, unfortunately, there was a lecture that was postponed due to a snowstorm that we had a few weeks back, but luckily, coming up in March, you're going to have it again. Tell us all about it and what people out there can expect from this series. Well, Men of Color to Arms, I believe, is the title of it. It is, yeah. Yes. It's coming up March 16th, Sunday. And it's going to be at the Armory. And what can people expect when they go there? We have a guest speaker from Boston African American in the site in Boston, and he'll be coming out, Ryan, and he's going to be presenting a program at the Armory about the role of the 54th Mass, the famous soldiers from the 54th from African Americans, and he then will, afterwards, we will present a blank firing demonstration of the firearms that were used in the Civil War outside at the Armory. Well, thank you, Joanne and Dennis, for joining us, and it's been great to learn so much about Black History Month and, of course, the ties to Springfield specifically. Thank you very much. And we actually are not even done talking about it or commemorating it. We have some wonderful, talented a cappella singers here to perform a traditional spiritual song. Take it away.
No more auction block for me. No more, no more. No more auction block for me. Many thousands gone. No more driver's lash for me. No more, no more. No more driver's lash for me. Many thousands gone. No more pint of salt for me. No more, no more. No more pint of salt for me. Many thousands gone. No more master's bed for me. No more, no more. No more master's bed for me. Many thousands gone.
Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water.
See that band all dressed in white, must be led by the Israelites. Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. See that band all dressed in red, must be the band that Moses led. Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water.
Wade in the water, children. God's gonna trouble the water. God's gonna trouble the water.